The second time in just weeks, a small plane was forced to land on a valley road. This time it happened in Mesa. Surveillance video shows the plane glide across Main Street.
Yeah, it's just incredible when you look at that too, because the plane takes up that whole street and nobody's on there. Just like the last incident in Phoenix, right in central Phoenix. Everybody was able to walk away safely and nobody on the ground was hurt. Our Sean Rice joins us live where the plane came to a rest. And Sean, seriously, 2 weeks in a row, I would say Main Street's one of the busier streets in Mesa, just like, what was it, 7th Street in Missouri last time. Some of the busiest streets in town, and everybody's okay.
Yeah, exactly. It's miraculous. The word miraculous was used 2 weeks ago when the emergency landing happened in Phoenix, and that word was used again here this morning. This was a plane that took off from Falcon Field Airport at around 8 a.m. this morning. On board was a student pilot and a flight instructor from a nearby flight school that operates out of Falcon Field Airport. And this morning they had to make that emergency landing in the best place possible after they experienced some kind of engine failure on board. And as they were just gliding through the air, that best place just happened to be Main Street, the westbound lanes here in Mesa this morning. A small plane gliding low over traffic before touching down right on Main Street in Mesa. What could have been disastrous, ending in the best way possible.
There's no damage to the airplane, no damage to the 2 souls on board. Quite a great day with a safe outcome.
Brian Davey with Mesa Fire says the student pilot and flight instructor on board radioed back to Falcon Field Airport minutes into their flight. Firefighters' emergency response transitioned from the airport to the westbound lanes of Main Street as word came in that the plane touched down on the roadway.
We're continually putting in the students' minds, okay, if you have an emergency, where can you land? Where's the best place to land?
Plane owner David Lines of Venture West Airline Pilot Academy says the pilots had just reviewed policies on emergency landings less than a day before this happened. The 1968 Piper Cherokee plane was up to date on its 100-hour maintenance, too.
There's just some things that you can't foresee problems happening or emergencies like this. So that's why I equate it to, is a car, it is different since you are in the air, but mechanical things happen and we try our best to prevent those from happening.
Both the student pilot and instructor walked out of the plane with no more than bumps and bruises. A similar outcome to just 2 Sundays ago when a small plane made an emergency landing on 7th Street in central Phoenix, another mid-air engine failure that led to a miraculous landing on a normally busy city street. This time, history repeating itself, not a car in sight for a plane landing into oncoming traffic.
Some of these don't go as well as they did today. So we prepare for the worst, but today was just an amazing outcome.
For us today, everything aligned properly and very thankful to higher being for keeping everybody safe. And it's not the phone call you want to get as an owner, but I'm just glad everybody's okay.
Yeah, thank goodness nobody was injured, whether that be people on board or, of course, people who may have been driving on this roadway. There just happened to be no cars when it came down. It's about 10 hours after that plane touched down. It was right in this roadway for about 45 minutes right here behind me on Main Street above this canal. It was moved by Mesa Fire and its owner into this Camping World RV lot. That's where they took the wings of the plane off. They loaded it onto a flatbed trailer. I'm told it's currently sitting at the flight school's hangar at Falcon Field Airport. That's where in the next day or so, NTSB and FAA investigators will take it apart if they wish. Ultimately, the question they're trying to answer, and it's one all of us want to know, is what happened on board? What was this key part of this engine failure that led to them having to glide to this area and ultimately make this emergency landing? We're in Mesa. Sean Rice, 12 News.
And still, incredible that everybody was okay. And you talk about learning tough lessons, right? It looked like a pretty young student pilot. He's never going to forget this. I mean, I don't know how long he's going to fly, but he'll always have this to lean back on.
Yeah, and it's something that they're taught. They're taught, find the safest place possible. There's a canal path right here. I'm sure that's something that they looked at. Can we avoid the roadway? Can we land on the canal safely? Ultimately, a lot of luck this morning that they just happened to fly into oncoming traffic, landing on this roadway. But just as it was 2 weeks ago, not a car in sight. Just incredible.
It is incredible. And that kid's going to be a better pilot for this incident, that's for sure. Yeah,
Correct.
All right. That's right. All right, Sean, thank you so much.